glad to be together in the day 5. Okay, this is the day 5 of desire, a strong desire for Christ-like leadership, for Christ-like leaders. And we can be among them and we can promote this among our friends, and we can pray for this. So today I was planning to share something with you about the greatest lesson of leadership. What is this lesson and where it took place? I mean, we saw great leaders many times. Somebody who did a great act of bravery, saved a person or some persons from a dangerous situation. Maybe somebody risked their life or even sacrificed the life for a situation that was noble. But now I would like to ask you, what do you think about the greatest act of leadership? Maybe we think to be a great leader means to be a strong macho man, to be el lidero, to be the great person who is looking to others, with rigid eyes and with tough countenance. But I think I have a different answer today, and I think you can have this answer too in your mind. So let me read from a book of the Bible named Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 4. His brightness was like the light. He had rays flashing from his hand, and there his power was hidden. We can think about this in terms of doing something, and of course it's about God. God had his hand involved at the creation, especially when he created the man and the women. He used his hands, he came close in an intimate relationship, and he created the crown of creation, Adam and Eve, and from them we were created in the image and likeness of God. So we see God blessing his creation. We see God protecting his creation. We see God providing and many times taking them from the difficult situations where they were. We see the event of the Red Sea, of Jordan River, when they passed through miraculous intervention of God, how they drank water in the wilderness, or they had food from God. Okay, but I would like to go in the New Testament, and we see on the cross a person who looks weak. He's bruised. Blood was all over his body. He is Jesus Christ, who is crucified, and his hands are stretched on the cross. He is there for me and for you. And we look to his hands and we remember that the prophet Habakkuk said that from his hands are rays flashing, which means that God intervened now to save us from sin. We may think, well, on the cross, Jesus is like a thief, like a bad person, and there he doesn't look like a leader. He looks more like a victim. He looks like a person who lost everything. Disciples ran away. Everybody forgot about him. Only his mother and one disciple were around, and soldiers were piercing his hands, and blood was coming out. What for us seems to be a victim, in God's eyes, was the greatest hero, the Son of God, who is giving his life to save me, you, and everyone who wants to be saved. In his sacrifice is the greatest act of leadership. We see leaders today who are willing to sacrifice others for their image, who are willing to put somebody in front when there is a crisis so that they don't appear and they are not criticized for what is happening. So we see them, trying to save their image at any cost. Well, on the screen, who is looking good, who is a nice person, and is protecting his image. But on the cross, we see Jesus giving up his image and taking up the garment of a savior in order to give us the rays of hope from his hands. If you want to be a Christ-like leader, don't sacrifice others to show how strong you are. Don't sacrifice others to empower your kingdom, to empower yourself, to show that you are strong. But actually, God is calling you to sacrifice yourself for the sake of the others, to give up what you have to be a blessing. See you tomorrow.